Peace, 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 peace. Wholeness, 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 wholeness. Osio, Shalom, Hotep, Alafia, Namaste, Mahalo, Aloha. Did I forget anything? Shalom. You hear me? Greetings. What's happening? What they do? You hear me? I hope everybody feeling good for no reason and already and vibrating, operating in the best demonstration while illustrating who you are. You hear me? For sure, for sure, and for sure, man. I wanna y'all give me a second. I wanna make a few acknowledgments. You figure you deal me? So y'all work with me. Um, I want to acknowledge Cardi G. I want to acknowledge Lorena Madexo. I want to acknowledge Fly Girl Chi. I appreciate the condolences. I appreciate the consideration. I appreciate the thought, you know, of y'all reaching out and dropping a comment. You hear me? I appreciate that. And I wanted to make a special acknowledgement to you three young ladies. You hear me? It's a lot going on, but we still gotta find ways to, part of life and is those that exit from this side of it. So, regardless of how we feel, we still gotta find ways to go on. You know, we still gotta find ways to feel through it. We still gotta find ways to heal through it. You know, in a holistic, you know, balanced way. You hear me? You know. Um, yes, but it's a lot going on for all of us. You know, not just me. And that's one of the many reasons why I continue to show up. I continue to show up. I continue to show up. You hear me? You know, consistency is key. Um, Man, I got so many downloads. It's just a matter of where we gonna go to do what we gonna do with it. Um, but it takes certain type of people, you know. It takes certain type of people, not just for me. I'm not the only one with the unique perspective. You got a unique perspective too, and it shouldn't take for me to tell you that, you know. But it takes a certain type of people, you know, to tolerate us. And when you find somebody that tolerates you, I hope you appreciate it. You hear me? Or if you know people that tolerate you, I hope you appreciate it. You hear me? While you can. I don't know who I'm talking to or who I'm talking for. You know, but that's why frequency literacy is gonna be important. You know, frequency literacy is gonna be important because each and every one of us gonna each and each and every one of us will be required, you know, to guard, Guard, guard our imagination. If you hear, you have a responsibility to guard your imagination. If you're here, you have an accountability to guard your imagination. Where you may say, "Well, damn, why Sabu say that?" Because God, God, is your imagination, generator, operator, destroyer. You see, that's why life and death is in the power of the tongue. You see, because God is your imagination, the generator, the operator, and the destroyer. So yes, life and death is in the power of your tongue. So, you know, we're responsible. And today, since everybody woke, right? See, since everybody ascending, right? Since everybody evolving, right? You know, since everybody chosen, right? Even if we don't say we are, you see, but we here with those that do, you see, and and being that we here with those those that do go by the chosen, you know, or the whatever, you see, if they don't know the work that's required, you see, that come with those titles, then we do. So over here, we get that work done. You see, the shadow work, you know, the toxicity, you know, the trauma wounds, and the mama issues, the daddy issues, the sibling issues, the grandparent issues, the foul uncle and auntie issues, or wherever it lay, all the issues. Ain't nothing swept under the rug. If y'all got a topic, y'all want to know how I feel about it. You know, you know, as long as it's not political, for the most part, because that's about the only thing I stay away from, politics. You know, but anything of human nature, you know, put it in the comment section. You hear me? But frequency literacy, family, you know, frequency literary is gonna be important because you can't live like everyone else when you don't carry what they carry. See, you can't live like everyone else when you don't carry what they carry. You can't live like everyone else when you don't see how they see. You can't live like everyone else, you see, when you don't feel like they feel. You see? You can't live like everyone else when you don't act and behave like they act and behave. You see? And I'm speaking to this because we get confused with seeing things that people have that we may desire to. You see? And it's okay to desire things that you want that someone else may have. Not desire what someone else has, but it's okay to desire something that you want that someone else may have in a way that it gives you inspiration and motivation to get to your grind and get it. You see? But not desire what someone else has. It's the difference. You see, we're talking about frequency literacy. See, you can't live like everyone else when you don't carry what they carry. You see? and, and and you don't know what goes on behind nobody knows that may have something in the frame of what you aiming for. You see? Yeah, so go get it off the lot. You hear me? Or wherever you gotta get it from. I'm just adding humor in it to the analogy for humor's sake. But I'm very serious about what I'm saying because we talking about frequency literacy. You hear me? You know, and 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 how you decipher, and everybody ain't gonna hear what I'm saying and decipher frequency literacy gonna be to them in the same way, and that's okay. That's the beauty because it gives each and every one of us something to add on according to our point of perception. You know, in response to our point of interpretation. Walk with me, because if you don't listen, you gonna miss it. You hear me? And I brought this shirt out of the archives. If you don't listen, you gonna miss it. You heard? Yeah, we talking about frequency literacy. Because if everybody don't like the temperature the sun produce, everybody won't like you. You see? Because we talk about frequency literacy, you know. But light don't apologize for shining, you see? And neither will we. You see? Neither will he. That is me. You see? Yeah. Light don't apologize for shining. Everybody don't like the temperature that the sun produce. You know, without the sunshine, we can't even eat. Without the sunshine, we'll you know, we'll freeze to death. You know, for lack of a better term, at this moment. You see, but somebody somewhere will be talking about how hot it is. You know, somebody somewhere will be complaining about how hot it is. But if the sun don't shine, we don't eat. So like I say, everybody don't like the temperature that the sun produce. You know, so everybody ain't gonna like you and me. You see, but that don't But that don't stop the light from shining, and light don't apologize for shining. You hear me? I don't know who needed to hear that, you know. So I'm saying that. I'm saying that to say, you know, be intentional about everything you do. Be intentional about everything you do. Be intentional about the way that you listen. You know, be intentional in the way that you speak. Be intentional in the way that you feel. You know, yourself first. You see, because some of us be focused on trying to feel and read everybody else, and we don't know how to feel and read ourselves. You see, be intentional. You see, on knowing what you feel like. Cause if you don't know what you feel like, how you gonna distinguish what you feel like versus what my energy feel like? You see, and my energy is so strong, you'll mistake my energy for yours. God forbid you do that. Many have. But I'm just being real. I'm being serious. I'm being honest. You know? Yeah. Be intentional, you know, about what you do. Be intentional about how you carry yourself. You see? See? Because I can't tell you what to do. And I ain't here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to drop jewels and hope that you're able to do something with them. You see? I can't tell you what you should do or what to do, you know. But I can tell you, you got to put your best in everything that you do, even on your worst days. You hear me? Even on your worst days, you got to put your best into everything that you do. You see? And your best ain't going to look like my best or nobody else's. See? So your best count. Message. I don't know who need to hear it. Your best count. Your best can't do nothing for me. Your best only gonna work for you. You see? I could be affected by it. You see? But your best gonna work for you. You know who need to hear that? Cause closure feel amazing in some of the places that closure taking place. Cause I say it's a lot going on. If it's going on in the higher realms, it's going on right here. We live by as above, so below, right? You see, right? As without, so within, right? Cause that's where it's at. You see. Otherwise, hell is on earth. You see. So, but closure feel amazing, and some of the places that closure taking place don't even know it. Some of the people that's being used for closure to take place through don't even know that they being used for closure to take place through for you. You see. So a lot of vessels, a lot of vices, a lot of vices, you know, that certain vessels have that they haven't evolved from. You see, that they haven't overcame, that they haven't healed from. You see, that they're still being uh, contaminated, spiritually contaminated by. You see, it's having a scissor moment. I don't know who I'm talking to or who I'm talking for. I'm just telling y'all what they tell me to say. That's what all these downloads be. You see, I'm always speaking into somebody's life, but y'all who rock with me like that already know it like that. You hear me? See, it don't look nothing on paper how it come out me, cause I got a unique. You see, yeah, you got a unique. You hear me? You know, yeah, your best count. Cause closure feel amazing. You know, we can't react. I'm saying this because a lot of things been taking place, and if you don't know how to be still, with a lot of things that's that has to take place for your closure. See, it may not take. I ain't gonna go into what took place for my closure, and closure happened on many levels according to different things that need to close out according to the cycles. You know, that has come to its point of closing. Walk with me. You hear me? But whatever it is in your life, it's gonna show up. You see? Whoever need to show up through, it's gonna show up through. You see? Family, friend, spouse, lover, mate, whatever the situation may be, boyfriend, girlfriend, sidekick, whatever the situation may be. You see? If if that cycle is at a point of closure, all if the experiences are not being produced right now, you see, so you can cut the cords on it. It's not being produced, they will. So keep your eyes open, pay attention. See, be intentional about everything that's going on. It's important. It's because we're talking about frequency literacy. And I ain't even got into frequency literacy. Like, yeah, I just been dropping you jewels. But since we already about 16 minutes in, we're going to slide on into frequency literacy. Because everything I said, regardless of what's been said, has been about frequency literacy. You see? You hear me? One time for my sis, one time for the ancestors, you know, one time for grandmama them and mama them and pops them, you hear me? You know, one time for all our ancestors, you heard? Grateful for the guidance, grateful for the protection, grateful for the insights. You see? Grateful for the inspiration. You hear me? Yeah. Grateful for the covering. You see, we talking about frequency literacy. And frequency literacy, see, you might want to get your pens and pads for this. And salute to y'all who already got one. Frequency literacy is the ability to read the quality of environmental and relational electromagnetic fields with sufficient accuracy and expression of meaning to make practical decisions based on that reading. Now we do it all the time. Some call it intuition. Some call it nudge. You know, some call it, man, I felt something. Or something told me. You know, we call it all kind of things. You see, and we use it all the time. But the ability for us to be able to use it, the depth for us to be able to use it, the accuracy of us to be able to use it makes a whole lot of difference. See, because we've been so over-filtered, oversaturated with other things that has dulled out our intuitive abilities, our ability to intuit and feel, you know, through our body, you know, before our mind has time to make sense of what's going on, because we feel through our body before the mind has made sense to put it all together. You see, but most of us don't know how to read, catch it then, and by the time we catch it, by the time we catch it, according to when it hit the mind, you know, sometimes we already in the jam, we already in a situation, you know, according to what walk of life you come from. You see, you can resonate with that, you know, yeah, because you didn't listen to the gut feeling. You see, you didn't listen to the nudge, you know, you didn't listen to that. Something told me. You heard? But we talking about frequency literacy. Frequency literacy develops through the accumulation of healed experiences. I repeat, frequency literacy develops through the accumulation of healed experiences, repeatedly challenging our responses. See? Because we don't get it right on the first time. See? You ain't tie your shoe the first time you were shown how to tie a shoe. See? You develop you develop the skill, you cultivate the skill after continuing, consistent effort. Because we don't try to do nothing. You either do or you don't. You see, you either put in effort or you don't. We don't try to do nothing. So if you try, you lying. So through consistent effort, you learn to tie your shoe. Through consistent effort, you learn your ABCs. Through consistent effort, you learn how to count. So forth and so on. You see, until we was able to speak words through consistent effort. See, frequency literacy develops through accumulation of healed experiences that has repeatedly challenged our responses in various situations. See, circumstances, conditions, and environments. You see, so if you ain't changing, no matter where you go, the same shit gonna follow you and show up everywhere you go until you change. See, all people must be calibrated seasonally and annually to meet safety standards. All people must be, I repeat, all people must be calibrated seasonally and annually. For those in the back, that means yearly to meet safety standards. Not mine, your own. Because ain't nobody coming to save you. You gonna have to save yourself. You see? You see? You know, somatic markers will be verified and checked. Somatic. For those in the back, if you want to look up that word, somatic. 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 Somatic markers. You know, like the stock market has markers, you know, where you know when it's going up and going down. Somatic markers will be verified and checked. See, because we're talking about frequency literacy. You heard? You know, and the mind, and it's so important because the mind has been programmed to override the perception of the body. So the mind can't be trusted until it has been reprogrammed. Now y'all probably saying, damn, Si, well, you talking too fast. Okay. I saw that I saw that outside myself, looking back at myself, sitting here as myself. You see, so I'm gonna run it back for y'all again. You hear me? The mind has been reprogrammed to override the perception of the body. Remember, I was just talking about how the body get the signal before the mind get it. You know, mind tricks the body. Body think the mind is crazy because the body get the signal first. You see, Earth. That's the purpose of getting grounded. So you know what the Earth doing. So you can feel the vibrations of what the Earth doing. You know, this how the animals. This how the animals GPS operate. They feel danger through the Earth, through the vibrations, through the trembles, through the whatever going on in the Earth. You see, and then they know how to move. They know how to navigate. You see, they know what parts of the land to be on and what parts. We got to know how to navigate the same way. You see, but we got to overcome the animalistic nature. You see, you know, we got to elevate the lowest part of us into its highest estate, and that's why we talk about frequency literacy. See, the mind has been programmed to override the perception of the body. And if the mind has been programmed to override the perception of the body, how you gonna trust what your mind telling you when your body telling you something else? We be talking about we good, I'm good. You know, but your body telling you something going on. But you telling me you good. But your body telling you that something going on, that something ain't right. I choose my thoughts like a warrior. Not only do I choose my thoughts like a warrior, I choose my thoughts like a warrior chooses weapons. You see? Because every weapon is not for the same war, not for the same type of war. So I choose my weapons. When it comes to how I use my mind, and my mind is my weapon, I choose, you know, my mind is the arsenal where I go and access the weapons that I need for the occasion. I choose my thoughts like a warrior. For those in the back, chooses weapons. You hear me? I shared all that to say, don't trick yourself out of your level up. Everything is an initiation. You hear me? You know, Associate with those that feed your spirit in the highest way. Associate with those that feed your spirit through resonance, man. You know, not identification through flattery. It's a difference. We talking about frequency, literacy. You hear me? Because to get that devil out your life, you gotta raise God energy in it. To get that devil energy out your life, you gotta raise God energy in it. You know. And those who that ain't trying to do that, go say you think you better than people and all kind of old stuff. But it ain't that you better than nobody. You know, you just trying to be better than you never been. You see, and we ain't better than everybody else. You know, we just being the best we could be. You hear me? You just being the best you could be. And I get you. I really do. I get you. You hear me? I get you. You hear me? Because I was here before the world knew my name. At least the name, at least the name according to the energy signature. Some know as Sam and others know as Saul. You know? You hear me? Yeah. I get it. And the underline won't resonate with that. You see, the misaligned won't resonate with that. You see, but those who are aligned will. You hear me? So salute to my Cosmic Consciousness family and soul tribe. Salute to BCU Indians. You see, and let me see what anything else they want to tell me before I depart. Anything not stable, it ain't even take long. All you gotta do is ask. All you gotta do is ask. Tap in to your guidance, man. Tap in to your ancestors, man. Tap in to your angels or your angels, man. Whatever you know, tap into it, man. All you gotta do is ask. You hear me? Anything not stable gotta go. It's what frequency literacy has been about. And it's amazing how this worked out, because I ain't really know what I was gonna talk about. I ain't you know, and sometimes I be having more downloads than I need. They be you see, and I'm sitting here talking about oversaturation, and they be oversaturating me. You know, you know, my spirit guides and my angels, you know, my ancestors, they be oversaturating me, and I be feeling like they playing some type of big game with me. But then I realize they put it on me the way they do because I could take it. I came to carry it. You see, it's not on me, it's in me. You hear me? If you hear, it's in you. You hear me? And it's a pleasure for you to be a part, you know, of this soul tribe. You heard? Because it took a lot of work. It took a lot of work to be able to say we're not on the same side of life that we started from. If you hear, it took a lot of work for you to say you're not on the same side of life that you started from. And if you here and you still on the same side of life that you started from, then let me serve. You see, as an example, that it's not too late. You hear me? Because if I ain't come from the same side of life you started from, it probably was worse. You see? And if I did it, you can too. See, this is what change do. You see? You are what change can do. You hear me? I love y'all, man. If you haven't by now, you know what to do. Smash that like button. You hear me? Share the video. Drop a question if you got it. Drop a comment if you got it. You know. Appreciate the words of encouragement that I received from y'all once again. You hear me? Yeah, nothing goes unnoticed. You hear me? Anything not stable gotta go. You heard? Close, you feel amazing. Don't respond to don't respond to everything that try to get your reaction. Check. Just allow it to show you what you need to see to know why you need to let it go out your life. Thank y'all for joining me in this segment about frequency literacy. You heard? Peace.